like last time, I had no real theme or objective for the video. I kind of shaved my hair from last video. I really consider going bald head. I'm not really sure, but I'm like a good 8% committed to like just shaving the whole thing off and like that. But anyways, but I have a couple of things. But anyways, I guess with this video, I'm going to elaborate on self-love. And I made a blog post about this because in this society, we tend to admire everybody but ourselves. We tend to want to be like this person and want to look like this person. We want to live out vicariously through this person, and we never sit back and say, what about me? Am I worthy? Am I good enough? What about me is respectable? What about me is to be admired? And I wrote the blog post because I wrote the blog post for girls intended. I really thought about young girls. I mean, young boys can read it, men can read it. It's not specifically sex oriented, but I wanted to make it a point to young girls that you can just be yourself, and being yourself is good enough, because we tend to have this weird mob mentality where it's like, if someone doesn't like this person, and we all don't like this person, then we have to like tear this person down. We have to talk about everything that is funny, quote unquote funny, in a bullying mentality where it's like, oh, this person keeps on taking L's. This person is ugly. This person is not worthy. This person needs to hide under the rock. This person just is ugly. It's always on some weird mentality where it's like a pack mentality. We all have to be together in this negative space and elated to be angry, elated to be nasty, elated to be negative, and we all think that's funny. And I'm like, if this person actually died, you guys would be the first person to be like, no, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I can't believe it. But you were just that person who were like, ha ha, he, let's just tear this person down. And I thought about self-esteem, because when you have good self-esteem, your self-esteem is balanced, you feel no need to tear a person down. You feel no need to judge yourself or compare yourself. You're okay where you're at. Of course, we can all improve ourselves, which is part of self-esteem. You have to love yourself, but with loving yourself, you have to see the flaws that you have and want to improve them, but you don't hate yourself when you're currently flawed. Meaning, if you're 50 pounds overweight, you don't sit there and tear yourself down and say, oh, you're so ugly, you're so disgusting, I can't believe this is me. You see yourself and you love yourself, but because you love yourself, you want to lose those 50 pounds. So you make moves, and you either sign up to a gym or you go on YouTube and there's a vast amount of videos to lose weight, and you do that. But sitting there and hating yourself is not going to help you lose weight. It's going to tear down your self-esteem. And also just sitting there is just going to make you bigger. So you just got to go out and, lose that weight. And I was also talking about that when you have good self-esteem, you could look at another woman or a girl or whatever and give her compliments. It's not a slight towards yourself. It's not that you think that person is going to be big-headed, which you can't control. The person who's big-headed, the person's big-headed. But you're comfortable in yourself where you can give compliments, and it's not on some, so you're going to return the favor. Are you going to take it to your head? Well, I don't really know her. I mean, it's cute, but it's not all that. You just are comfortable enough just to be good and be happy and be appreciative and appreciate yourself and love yourself and appreciate other people and love other people. It's not a competition. Everything doesn't turn into a competition. When you have good self-esteem and when you love yourself, you're not worried about everybody else. You're worried about where you're going and how you get there. So that's just a little bit about loving yourself. But also with loving yourself, which I didn't touch on my blog, you limit the access of people to you. You limit people who are going to take away your energy. There's certain people, you come around them and they drain your energy with their stories, or maybe it's not even their stories. Their presence comes with the aura where you're just like, ugh. Yeah, those people, you limit their access to you. If you can avoid them. Just leave, go. Be out. And if you can't find your space and be in that space where that person's energy cannot affect you, but when you are in a good space, when you do have good self-esteem, you notice these things about you, and you notice the value in you. You know yourself. You know your purpose, and you don't allow everybody access to you. So that's also what self-esteem I wanted to touch upon. And how do you build self-esteem? Everybody has their own tips and tricks. Before, I was doing affirmations, and then I kind of got out of it because it really wasn't for me. It really wasn't something that I could stick to. It was something I heard of, then tried to keep up with it, then I forgot, and then I just stopped doing it. And what it really is I think it's just life. It's a journey. I really can't tell you, because me 5 years ago, me at 16 is not the person I am today. I'm more comfortable in my skin, and I think it's just life. I really can't give any tips and tricks, because whatever I give you, I'm not sure if it worked for me. I can just tell you from then to now, 2 different people, but a whole lot of events happened to get me to where I am today, and I think you just have to go through it. I mean, I was having a conversation on Facebook with one of my Facebook friends, and they were talking about, they're trying to give their sister life advice because they see their sister going through what they went through when she was her age. And I'm like, honestly, I tried to do the same thing with mine, and it backfired several times. And I think it's just life. You just gotta let people experience things. You just gotta let people go through it. And if you're strong enough, or you have the time and ability and the patience to be there when they scrape their knee, then be there. But telling them curve this, miss that, don't do this, is actually restricting them from this experience called life. And they're not going to take it. They're going to tell you, I'm going to do what I want to do. You really may be right. And everything that you try to prevent that person from doing, they go through it and they experience it. Me being me, and slightly petty, I will be like, I did tell you. But hopefully you're not as petty. You could be like, I'm here for you. Even though I would say that I'd still be there for you, but I gotta remind you, I did tell you so. I did tell you so. And that's just life. You just gotta let people go through. I mean, there were people who warned me about certain relationships, and I was just like, I'm still gonna do it because I know what it is. And what I thought it was really wasn't, and the person was right, but I had to go through it. There's a saying that says, a stupid person doesn't learn from anything. A smart person learns from their own mistakes. A wise person learns from other people's mistakes. And back then, well,
teenagers are really stupid because I just know whatever I want to do.
Late adolescence, early 20s, well, I'm still in my early 20s, but let's say like 21, 20, I was smart. I was learning from my own mistakes. Now that I'm 23, I'm wise because I'm really observant. I've always been observant, but now I'm using it and focusing it on my life and where I'm going. I'm wise because I see the decisions. I see the pros and cons. I make conscious decisions. I see the longevity in it, and I balance those out. So now it's not just, I'm just going to see what happens. It's more like, before I even enter this, how will it play out? And from how I believe it's going to play out and how it usually plays out, then I'm like, okay, I'll do it, or I'm like, no. So I think it's just life. You just got to go through it. I really can't tell you tips and tricks, because I can't tell you tips and tricks. It just might not work for you, or you just might not stick to it. I think it's just life. I think you appreciating yourself. I think looking at yourself, seeing the nice things about yourself, giving yourself compliments, letting yourself be free in your decisions, letting yourself go through the ups and downs, not restricting yourself. If you're usually the person who sticks to neutral colors, maybe try a purple, maybe try a pink. I mean, it's just, you just got to go through it. It's just this journey called life. You just got to go through it. And hopefully you come out unscathed. But the likelihood of that happening is slim to none. You probably are going to get a couple of scratches, a couple of nicks, but it's the experience, and you could always tell your little war stories. So hopefully this video helps you. Like I said, it really didn't have any objective. I just came straight off the dome with it. I've been busy, like I said, with my blogs, advertising my book, coming February 14th, Valentine's Day. I have my website with that information in this video. And hopefully it worked. I'm sorry, I really want to be like, here's all the things I learned, and all the things on the internet, and everything people will tell you, but it means nothing if you can't apply it to your life, and it means nothing if you're going to do it for like a day or two and then forget. And you just gotta go through life, but you have to appreciate yourself. You have to love yourself. Love yourself. You have to see the goodness in you, whether it's looks, whether it's personality, and build off of that. And those are things I think young girls are not taught to find the good within themselves. And it's not a vanity where it's like tons of makeup, cleavage pic on Instagram or butt twerking on Twitter. It's who you are, your essence, your purpose, your soul, you as a person, your goodness, your values, your characters. People don't really build that. I mean, you go through kindergarten, they're like, yeah, you're swell and you're smart and you're good. And then in middle school, it becomes what you have. And then high school, it becomes your looks. And then from there, it just becomes what you have and your looks. And no one says, okay, what's the content of the character? What is your qualities? I mean, you might be the flyest person, but if your mentality's jacked up, then overall you're jacked up, because the longer a person's around you, the more they're going to figure out, like, man, you're really jacked up. So hopefully you're not jacked up. And if you are, take healthy steps in undoing that so you can be a better person. And that's just life. Every day you're a better person. Every day you're not the person you last was. And hopefully you're building up on it and being a better person. So that's the end of this video. Tell me, what do you think about self-esteem? What are tips that work for you? I mean, if tips works for you, tips works for you. What have you done? Did it work for you? How long have you done it? Do you think there's things that I missed? If I did, add them in the comments below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Be blessed, and I'm out.